Hello, my name is Christerpher Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business coach, business advisor, business leader. And today in this series of Your COO, I'm going to give barbers insights on how to double their prices. Let's get into it. So the first way that you can double your prices as a barber is to just simply double your prices. Go in on your next day when you're cutting hair and you just inform your clients that my prices just doubled. And quite obviously, that's probably a no-go for about 90% of everybody that's looking. But the 10% that are listening to this, you should do it. And you should do it if you are in this particular situation. One, if you are in a situation in which you are the only one cutting hair, or you're the only one that's cutting hair that is really skilled, you should double your prices. Story, when I was in college, Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a HBCU. People like to go out on Friday nights, Saturday nights. So the guys in the dorm will be lined up getting their haircut by a barber named D. Green. Guy is very talented, had a lot of entrepreneurial activities going on, even in college. But he cut hair, very skilled at it. And so he was the only one cutting hair. And a lot of people, especially in the dormitory when I was a freshman year, didn't have a car. Barbershop was a good little mob away, AKA a good little distance away. And so D Green would cut hair in the barbershop downstairs. And so if you're in this situation, you should just double your prices. In his situation, there were probably 20 to 30 guys lined up Fridays and Saturdays. And if he were to double his prices, he'll make more money in less the time. And so next, when you talk about double your prices, just walk in, next time you go in, just double it, is that if you are in a situation where simply you just have a monopoly. When I was, overseas or in a place where, in a military training where you were there for a long period of time, but people might have some clippers and you might charge somebody a very low price. This might be an opportunity to just double your prices as well. Another, situation in which you might double your prices is if maybe you just started and you didn't have all of the skills, but now over a period of time, you've developed the skills, and maybe prior you gave, substantial discounts. This is a great opportunity to just double your prices. And so people know this. So if you came in and you just doubled it, well, everybody know that maybe you just started. And so they are anticipating at some point he's going to increase his prices. You are another individual that should just double their prices. Now, going on to insight business strategy number 2. The second way to double your prices is incrementally. And when I say incrementally, I mean 5% or 10% or 20% at a time, maybe even 30%. You know your market better than anyone else, and you can take the business sense and the business wisdom and apply it to your situation, to your market, to your target audience. Now, some things to really consider when incrementally changing your prices. The first thing is that if you are in a price sensitive market, well, you might get some pushback after a while. Let me say it again. You will get pushback after a while. You might not see people come in as often. You might see new people come in and older clients not return. And the good thing about this is that you really see where your value lies in one aspect. Maybe you was charging 20, 30 bucks for a haircut, and then you begin to increase it to $25. People might pay it. But then when you hit $30, maybe people is like, yeah, so maybe that's where you should have been before. Now, on the flip side is that more new customers will come in, and now mentally and psychologically, they've been anchored at that new price point. The issue with changing prices in general for any situation is that there's a psychological effect that happens when you pay something at a certain price, even if it's just once, or even if you didn't pay for it and you just saw the price, you get anchored psychologically that the value of this particular product or service is worth this much. And so if you incrementally change your prices, it begins to allow you to, it gives you some, people understand that you have to increase your prices. And so when you do it little by little, it doesn't hurt as much. It's not as noticeable. But over time, as you continue to increase your prices, people begin to catch on, and the marketplace will speak. They will communicate with you by either not coming back, or their willingness to pay begins to be evident, because you will lose those customers and they would go somewhere where they'll pay at the price point they're looking for. But people don't like change. They like going to the same barber. So there might be a situation where they might not like it, but the customer will come back. And so that is the second way that you can double your prices over time, and that's incrementally. Now, the third way that you can double your prices is by changing your image, by rebranding yourself and repositioning yourself to be a luxury or upscale barber. And so this is very cool in that I've seen this more often than most, because barbers, especially here in California, they see that the cost of living is going up. Inflation is a lot more noticeable. And so they're looking for ways to make more money. And I think being able to change your image so that you can portray that of a luxury barber or upscale barber could work for you. Now, you just can't wear the same thing. You can't just behave the same way. You just can't keep the barbershop the same way. But what you have to do is first look at yourself. You have to change how you dress. I think to say luxury, maybe you want some earth tone colors, not a lot of loud, flamboyant colors. Maybe you want to have black, blue. Maybe you want to have a dress shirt or a shirt that has a collar or buttons. Next thing you want to do is look at your tools, your clippers, the combs, all the things that you do to clean your clippers, to clean the barbershop, the furniture. All of those things play a part in psychologically giving the aura of an upscale, high-class luxury barbershop. So there is an investment. There is work that you have to do to achieve this. And if you put the work up front, now and down the road, you can be able to double it. Now, check this out. This is a cool insight where you might be able to incrementally increase your prices as you make changes. Maybe you start off by changing your appearance, your image. Maybe you put on a nice, leather apron, have a nice outfit every day. And by doing just that, you may be able to increase your prices by 25%, and people will pay it because they say they sense something's different. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but psychologically they won't have a problem with it because they see value. They see someone that is about their business. They see a different aura. Then you change the barbershop. Then you begin to change out your clippers. Then you begin to change furniture and music and all of these different things. You might have to paint. You might have to hire someone a kid or somebody to come in and sweep, something that's really professional. And in this situation, once all of those are done, you can incrementally get to the double, or you can wait until everything is in place how you want it. Then you can give notice, and after a period of time, you can double your prices. That is insight strategy number 3. Now, the fourth one is a bonus. The fourth one is a really good one, and I think it's probably the most responsible, or no matter where you are as a barber, you could do this and increase your prices and ultimately double your prices. And this is value added services. So if you're a barber and you're used to just cutting hair, lining it up, and that's it, well, you've left a lot on the table where you can package certain deals to double your prices. Let's say, for example, you can cut hair and do beards. You could cut hair, facial treatments. You could do cut hair, facial treatments, beard, shampoo, condition, shoulder massage. Or let's say you are a barber who has a product, whether it's a comb, a pick, a brush, do-rag, hairspray, pomade, whatever the case might be, you can add that product to your package. And as a result, you are selling your product as well as increasing your prices. Ultimately, your revenue increases and doing less work. Now, these are great insights for a barber to take heed to put in effect. And I guarantee you, over time, you can double your prices. You can double your revenue. Now, we want to be wise. There's a disclaimer. The market in barbering could be very price sensitive where you are. And you have to know that. If you raise your price by $1 and people notice and people have a problem with that, well, you need to know that. You need to understand that. You should know your customers so well that you know that you can serve them better than any other barber. Why do they come to you? Is it the conversation? Is it the service? Is the environment? These are things that you should know, and you can add as a way to increase it, to give more of, to double down on what they like, so that you can do more of it and charge more. Again, my name is Christerpher Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, business advisor, business coach, and I am your COO.